everyone, and welcome to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Coming to you live from the Gordon Lozier Athletic Center on the campus of Bellevue University. We bring you the final of 4 women's basketball games as part of the 2022 Fairfield Inn by Marriott Basketball Classic. 4 women's games and 4 men's games over the last 2 days. In this finale, it'll be the home team, the Bellevue University Bruins, taking on the visiting Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. Again, good afternoon, everyone. Mick Krupski here, back behind the microphone. Glad you could join us for this contest featuring the Bellevue Bruins from the North Star Athletic Association and the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers from the Continental Athletic Conference. Coming into today's action, the Bruins are 6-7. Bellevue dropped their opening game last night against Doane University, 81-77. Iowa Wesleyan also dropped their game yesterday to Mayville State University, 83-67. The Tigers now 9-4 overall on the season. The Tigers out of Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Mount Pleasant down in the southeast corner of the state of Iowa, about a 4 to 5 hour road trip from Mount Pleasant to Bellevue, Nebraska. Both teams coming off of disappointing defeats yesterday for the Bruins. That 4-point loss to Doane. The Bruins held the lead for about 3/4 of the game, but let it slip away in the end. Bellevue wound up with 3 double-digit scorers in that one. Taylor DeMint, the team high 16 points. Laura Jurek had 13. Faith Ross had 12. On the season, Aisha Scott leads the team with 12.1 points per game. Faith Ross with 11.2, and Ashton Arnold, who was sick yesterday, has been sick the past couple of days. She may see some limited action today, averaging just under 10 points per game is Ashton on the season. Overall, the Bruins shooting at 41% from the floor, 35% from behind the arc, and 67% from the free throw line. Bellevue is averaging 69 points per game and allowing 69 points per game on defense. That's a pretty good explanation of their 6-7 overall record. For the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers, they average 42.3% shooting on the season, just under 36% from behind the arc, and 74% from the free throw line. The Tigers averaging 65 points per game while allowing 61. That's a +4 to their advantage on the season. There is a quartet of Tigers led by Isabel West, the forward, averaging just under 18 points a game. She's going to be one of the people that head coach Dave Denley, the Bruins, really need to concentrate on to make her earn her points. Also, a double-digit scorer, just under 15 points per game, is Kyla Moore. The guard provides an outside presence and scoring threat for the Tigers. Brianna Wedlin, averaging 11.2 points per game. She's also a guard. And guard Megan Teal, averaging 10.4. So the Tigers, not a very deep team, but they do have the quartet of players averaging double digits. So that's a good base upon which to build in every game. Isabel West had 27 points yesterday in the loss to Mayville State. Kyla Moore chipped in 13 for the Tigers. So these two teams wanting to finish the 2022 calendar year with the win, obviously, as we get ready then for conference play for the Bruins beginning that first weekend in January of 2023. In action in the other games in the Fairfield Inn by Marriott Basketball Classic yesterday, Mayville State defeated Iowa Wesleyan 83-67. Bellevue losing to Doane University 81-77. In the earlier game this afternoon on the women's side, it was Doane University going 2-0 in the tournament with another close win, defeating Mayville State by a score of 85-83. So 2 victories for the Doane Tigers by a combined 6 points of an advantage. Nightcap here, Bellevue and Iowa Wesleyan. Before we turn to the men's side for their finale, the home team Bellevue Bruins will be taking on Northwestern College of Iowa for the finale on the men's side of the slate. Northwestern defeated Dakota State yesterday 94-61. Bellevue defeating Haskell Indian Nations University. Dakota State bouncing back, defeating Haskell today with a buzzer-beating basket, 55-54. So Dakota State finishes 1-1. Haskell finishes 0-2. Bellevue and Northwestern, both with opening victories. So one of those two teams on the men's side will go 2-0, and the other obviously will go 1-1. But our attention right now is on the women's side of the bracket as the Bruins and Tigers get ready to do battle. Bellevue Bruins will be wearing their black uniforms today with purple and gold trim. The visiting Iowa Wesleyan Tigers will be wearing a gray uniform with purple and white trim. Let's turn it over to Ray Quinn, the PA announcer, for our starting lineups.
They entered today's game with an overall record of 9-4. Starting at guard, a 5'8" senior from Preston, Iowa. Say hello to number 3, Brielle Baker. At guard, a 5'8" senior from Northport, Nebraska. Number 4, Tyler Moore. Another guard, 5'8" senior, Richfield, Minnesota's home. Say hello to number 10, Brianna Wendland. At guard, a 5'3" sophomore from Columbia, Missouri. Number 15, Macy Kucha. And in the middle, a 6'2" junior from Shakopee, Minnesota. Number 34, Isabel West. The Tigers are coached by head coach Steve Williamson in his second season, assisted by Brittany West and Maddie Williamson. Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. And now the starting lineup for your Bellevue University Bruins. Bellevue enters today's game with an overall record of 6-7. Starting at guard, a 5'8" senior from Washington, D.C., number 0, Aisha Scott. At guard, a 5'10" grad student from Bellevue, Nebraska, number 21, Laura Jurek. And another guard, a 5'11" senior from Brooklyn, Nebraska, number 22, Dave Ross. At guard, a 5'10" senior from Hope, Missouri, number 23, Delaney Van Blerico. And at guard, a 5'8" grad student from Council Bluffs, Iowa, number 33, Miranda Hennig. The Bruins are coached by head coach Dave Henley in his 7th season, assisted by James Bender. It's time to play ball.
All right, thanks once again to Ray Quinn, our PA announcer. You'll hear him in the background of today's contest. For the Bruins to win, according to head coach Dave Denley, Bellevue needs to rebound and control the tempo of the game. Iowa Wesleyan tends to like to slow things down. The Bruins like to play a little bit more up-tempo, a little faster pace of the game. The Bruins also need to be disciplined and limit turnovers. So a couple of things to watch for in our broadcast today. Home team Bruins with Aisha Scott, Laura Jurek, Faith Ross, Delaney Van Blericon, and Miranda Hennings, the starting 5. For the Tigers, it'll be Brielle Baker, Kyla Moore, Brianna Wendland, Macy Kucha, and Isabel West. We are underway. Faith Ross tracks down the opening tip. The Bruins will have the opening possession. Here we go. First 10 minutes of the contest. Bruins working the ball to Laura Jurek in the corner. Over the top pass to Delaney Van Blericon. Bruins working at the perimeter. Back to Jurek. Miranda Hennings, an open look for 3. Miranda knocks down her first shot of the night. Miranda had 3 trays yesterday, starting right where she left off. 3-0 lead for the home team. First possession for the Tigers. Man-to-man defense employed by the Bruins into the hands at the top of the key of Brianna Wendland. Shot from the outside, a 3-point response from the outside by Macy Kucha. So a couple of trays on the board early. Here's Delaney Van Blericon. Her 3-point attempt is off the mark. Rebound cleared. Tigers bringing up the left side. Kucha with the basketball. Now sets her offense. Bruins trying to adjust. Kucha finds the seam down the right side of the lane. Her shot too strong. The offensive putback is blocked by Faith Ross on the putback attempt by Isabel West. Inbounds play for the Tigers with 18 seconds remaining on the shot clock on this possession. Inbounded to Kyla Moore. Working inside to West. Nice entry pass on the play from Brielle Baker, and Isabel West puts her first basket on the board. The Tigers with a 5-3 lead. Faith Ross at the point guard position here, directing traffic for the Bruins. Faith handled most of those point guard duties yesterday. Working down low to Jurek. Van Blericon to the outside. Ross, Van Blericon playing catch on this right side as The Tigers playing a zone defense. The Bruins trying to find a seam to get an open look. Shot clock down to 5. Aisha Scott from the wing knocks it down. Aisha with her first basket. The senior out of Washington, D.C. knots it at 5 for the Bruins. Tigers back on work on offense. Working around the top goes Baker. Shot a little bit too short. Faith Ross pulls down the rebound, and the Bruins trying to push the envelope up the floor. Faith pull-up jumper for three-point look, a little bit too short. The rebound to Kyla Moore. Fast-paced game. Iowa Wesleyan not showing a slowdown at this point. Here's Kucha trying to turn the corner on Ross. Faith denies her the look inside. Top of the key. Into West, and a foul called underneath on the shot. Looks like Miranda Hennings will pick up, it's Delaney Van Blaricon will pick up her first personal foul. That will send Isabel West to the free throw line. West, 6'2" junior from Shakopee, Minnesota. That's right up there in the Minneapolis area. 79% free throw shooter on the season. Makes the first of her 2 attempts. Just under 18 points per game, her season average. 1 point lead for the Tigers. West trying to make that one more. And she does. Bellevue had a great start to yesterday's game. Scored over 30 points in the first quarter, but then the offense kind of went downhill from there a little bit. Wound up losing to Doane in a tough contest. Entry pass to Aisha Scott. Fall away jump shot. Rolls off the rim a couple of times and falls away. Quickly ahead comes Kucha. Bounce pass to West. She'll be the tallest player on the floor at 6'2". Three-point attempt is good from the top of the key. Brielle Baker out of Creston, Iowa knocks that one down. The Tigers doubling up on the Bruins at 10-5. Just about 3 minutes gone in this opening stanza. That one's knocked out of bounds by Baker. Bruins will retain possession right over there in front of the Tigers bench. Head coach Steve Williamson is in his second season. His assistant coaches are Brittany West and Maddie Williamson. Bruins back to work on offense. Halfway through the 30-second shot clock to the corner to Ross. Faith knocks it down. Faith Ross with her first basket of the afternoon pulls the Bruins to within 2. Tigers with the basketball. Here's Baker trying to drive left side. Good defense by Van Blaricon and Jurek to pull away. Now the Bruins showing a little bit of a matchup zone. From the corner, another three-point attempt. That one's off the mark. Battle for the rebound is won by Isabel West. After the miss from Wendland from the outside. A 4-point lead for the Tigers as the Bruins get back to work. Starting 5 has been in for both teams all the way. Tigers, you'll see a lot of that starting 5 on the floor. They only have 8 players. So only 3 on the bench, so the Bruins may try to wear them down. Miranda Hennings with the drive left side, but off the side of the rim. West clears the rebound. Kucha back to West. Now into the hands of Moore. Back to Baker. Kucha launches a three-point shot. All 5 players touched it in that possession. Rebound goes to Aisha Scott as Dave Denley exhorts his team to push ahead. Miranda Hennings, three-point look. Miranda, 2 for 2 from behind the arc. Miranda, the 5th-year player out of Council Bluffs, Iowa. The hot hand early for the Bruins. That pulls the home team to within 1 point at 12-11. Tigers back to work. Perimeter passing, trying to find a cutter going through the lane. West thought about 3, pulls it back down. Here's the drive by Baker. Pulls up, feeds West. A perfect pass inside. Laura Jurek will draw the foul. But a good entry pass by Brielle Baker that made that happen.
Her first team second. In for the Bruins, number 4, Taylor Dement. Number 11, Shelby
Taylor Dement, Keziah Terrell, and Shelby Little. 3 Bruin players on the floor. So almost 5 minutes on the floor for the starting 5 for the Bruins. West to the free throw line. Off the mark on that one. She's now 2 out of 3 from the free throw line. Make it 3 out of 4. Bruins down by a pair. Bellevue got the opening basket. Since that time, the Tigers have taken the lead. Keziah Terrell in the middle, had a look quickly, then gets it back out. Little tries to get it inside, but deflected by West. Shelby, good hustle, tracks down the ball. Shot clock continues to go down. Over to the corner where Taylor DeMent launches for three off the mark. Shelby Little gets the offensive rebound, kicks it back out. Terrell, contact in the lane, loses the handle. Ball loose on the floor. Ball still loose, and now a whistle across the way. Keziah Terrell will be called for the foul in that rugby scrum, trying to regain possession of the basketball. Good hustle on that play by Shelby Little, battling on the offensive board. Got one rebound and kept the ball alive on a second opportunity. 4:40, clock counting down in this first quarter. Tigers up 13-11. Bounce pass to Isabel West from the arc. Knocks it down, but her foot was inside the three-point arc, so just a two-point line. There's actually three lines down there. The yellow one is the high school line, then the women's line, then the men's line. Gets confusing sometime, but definitely inside the arc. Terrell to the middle, kick out to the outside. DeMent for three, no good. Little again battling, trying to keep alive, but it goes off her hands on the baseline. Bruins going to put a little backcourt pressure here as Brianna Wendland brings the ball up the floor, hawked by DeMent to this near side. Cutter coming across. Kucha with the basketball. She'll wait for her teammates to set up. Isabel West inside, contact, good backside help on the defense. And there's a traveling violation. A little hop, skip, and a jump by Brianna Wendland, forcing the turnover. Olivia Bicker checks in for the first time this afternoon for the Bruins. Olivia, the newcomer to the Bruin program, the freshman out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Taylor DeMent controlling things, and the point guard, Faith Ross, the only starter on the floor, but stolen away. Bad pass that time, but a good read on the outside by Moore. Takes it down the floor, puts up the shot, and converts. So the steal, the drive, and basket by Kyla Moore. Moore out of Norfolk, Nebraska. That's about an hour-and-a-half drive north of the Omaha Bellevue area. A couple of Nebraska natives on this Iowa Wesleyan roster. Drive by Barrett. Little loose with the handling the basketball. Down the lane goes Wendland. Nice play by Faith Ross on defense. Again, ball on the floor. And there'll be a jump ball call as four bodies, two in gray, two in black. The jump ball possession arrow points to Iowa Wesleyan. Megan Teal into the game for Iowa Wesleyan. Laura Jurek and Aisha Scott back in for the Bruins. A shot by West from near the arc, rebounded by Laura Jurek. She'll bring the ball up the floor. Scott to the corner, DeMent back out. Good ball movement. Here's Bigger in the lane, left-handed shot off the side of the rim, no good. Ball loose on the floor. It'll be Iowa Wesleyan basketball.
For the Tigers, number 12. Cheyenne Mayhew.
Sub in for the Tigers, Cheyenne Mayhew. First time in the game. She's out of Omaha. She was the other Nebraskan I was mentioning earlier on. Again, let's see if the Bruins try to keep the pace of the game up-tempo with only 8 players. A thin bench for the Tigers. On offense now with a 6-point lead. Isabel West puts up the shot, rattles, no good. Battle for the rebound, contested and put back. Good position inside by Cheyenne Mayhew. Bruins didn't block out that time. And a second chance opportunity for the team from Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Shelby Little, a great head fake. Drive to the basket, however. She's blocked from behind by West, gets the ball back again. And Shelby will head to the free throw line for 2 shots.
West, that'll be her first.
Foul is called on Isabel West. That's her first personal foul. She's a scorer, all-around player that the Tigers can't afford to lose. Back in comes Delaney Van Blaricon as Shelby Little to the free throw line. Shelby averaging about 3 points per game. First free throw off the mark. Not a great free throw shooter, as is sometimes the case for post players. The Arkansas native is good on her second attempt, however. First point of the game for Shelby Little. 19-12 our score. Visitors up by 7. Little over 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Back to the top of the key. Good ball movement by the Tigers outside the perimeter. Into the hands of West. She's going to get a touch probably just about every time down the floor. Delaney Van Blaricon trying to deny the entry pass. Good job there. Down to the top of the key. Here's Kucha. Pull-up jump shot from the wing. Off the back iron. Van Blaricon comes away with the board. Here's Laura Jurek coming up the left side. Shelby Little down the floor, running the floor. Nice job. Jurek with the assist. Little with the basket. Shelby with great hustle in this first quarter on defense and offense. That one's knocked away by Aisha Scott, but retrieved near the half-court line by Megan Teal. Drive down the left side by Baker is no good. Taylor DeMent gets the steal. It's a race down the floor. Taylor gets the basket. The Bruins with a little streak here, trying to turn that 7-point deficit into now just a 3-point lead for the Tigers. 1-1-1 remaining. Taylor DeMent, another steal on a little errant pass. The left-handed layup is in. And the Bruins with a nice run of the last 6 points. 1 minute. Here's Isabel West. She'll slow things down, gets it back to Megan Teal. To this near side to Macy Kucha. Brielle Baker now across the way. Baker makes herself available inside. Little gets the block downside. Good hustle again. Shelby, a great game here in this first quarter. Here's Aisha Scott with a little hop move on the dribble. DeMent kicks out. Delaney Van Blaricon. 3. Knock it down, Delaney. The Bruins in the lead, 21-19. Bruins led for just a few seconds in the opening, making the first basket. And now the Bruins will hopefully finish the quarter on top as well. Final shot, most likely to be taken by the Tigers. From the corner, it's good. Knocked that one down from three-point land, Brielle Baker. 8 seconds left for the Bruins to get one final shot. Here's Taylor DeMent in the lane. Contact made. That's going to be an offensive foul. As Taylor a little bit, and then a technical foul as Taylor said something probably naughty. So compounding one thing with another.
Number 4, DeMent.
So that's the 15th foul. It won't be a free throw shooting foul because it's an offensive foul, but there will be free throws here for the technical.
In for the Tigers will be number 4 more, number 10, Wendland.
2.9 seconds officially left. Let's see who's going to shoot the free throws. It will be Faith Watkins, junior out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Oh, excuse me, number 4, not 14. Kyla Moore will shoot the free throws. First one up, first one in, so that'll extend the lead to 2. One final free throw and then possession for the Tigers to finish out this first quarter. Perfect from the free throw line. So it'll be a side-out possession near the half-court line for the Tigers. Let's see if the Bruins can deny them a final shot with 2.9 seconds. And it'll be Moore to be the trigger person. Tigers trying to make themselves available. Goes in to Macy Kucha, and they will not get a shot off. Good play by Aisha Scott to deny a good look on that entry panel. And we are at the end of one period of play. It's the visiting Iowa Wesleyan Tigers 24, the home team Bellevue University Bruins 21. All right, let's take a look at some of the stats here for the first quarter. Bellevue wound up shooting 50% from the floor, 8 out of 16. For Iowa Wesleyan, they shot 44%, 8 out of 18. Isabel West with 9 points leads in that category. 3 rebounds for West. That also leads the rebounding category. Anna Windla with 2 assists tops there. For the Bellevue Bruins, Miranda Hennings with her 2 3-pointers, 6 points, top scorers. Shelby Little with 2 rebounds. Laura Jurek with 4 assists. Those are the category leaders for the Bruins. So Bellevue, again, we always like to look at that assist to made basket ratio. Bellevue with 6 assists on 8 made baskets. 4 assists on 8 made baskets for Iowa Wesleyan. Hennings with 6, DeMent with 4. A trio of players, Ross, Van Blaricon, and Little with 3 points for the Bruins. For the Tigers, in addition to West's 9 points, 6 points from Baker, 4 points from Moore. Top 3 scores for each team in that first quarter of play. Hey, I forgot to say, remind Bellevue fans and also invite Iowa Wesleyan fans, if you would like to be part of our broadcast, you can send along a text message. My number is 402-515-7654. I'll give that number to you again on a couple of occasions here in this second quarter. If you want to join us, let me know where you are, who you're rooting for, and then the words you want me to pass along. Bruins on offense. Into the hands of Laura Jurek on this right side. Laura picks up her dribble, gets it across the top of the key to Van Blaricon. Bruins down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ross tries to clear out the middle. Faith trying to go one-on-one. Splits the seam, left-handed shot up and in. Faith Ross, great one-on-one work going against Megan Teal. And the Bruins back to within 1 point. Tigers back on offense. Wendland with the basketball. Now bounce pass back to Kucha. Back to Wendland. Those two playing catch a little bit there on the right wing. To West. Jurek fronts her there. Tipped away by Delaney Van Blaricon, but we've got a 3-second violation on Isabel West. And so the turnover gives the ball back to the Bruins. 5 turnovers on the game for, 4 turnovers for Bellevue and 5 turnovers for Iowa Wesleyan. Faith Ross bringing the ball up the floor. Her 5th-year teammate, Laura Jurek, and their other 5th-year teammate, Miranda Hennings, touching the basketball on this possession. Underneath, Delaney Van Blaricon falls down, and the pass goes out of bounds. It'll be a turnover. 5 turnovers apiece now. Van Blaricon got tripped up with one of the Tiger defenders. It goes out of bounds, so Tigers a chance to extend their 1-point lead. 4 of the 5 starters on the floor for the Tigers. All 5 starters there for Bellevue. Moore with the 3-point shot. She'll knock it down. Kyla Moore, the 5'8" senior, extends the lead to 4 points at 27-23. Miranda, she's made 2, she's made 3. Miranda Hennings now 3 out of 3 from behind the 3-point line. Pulls the Bruins back to a 1-point deficit. Miranda with the hot hand today. She had 3 in yesterday's contest. She has 3 already through the first 12 minutes of today's game. Dribble drive by Wendland. She's knocked in the middle. Aisha Scott almost got the steal, but got a little piece of the arm of Wendland, so that'll be the first team foul of the period. Also first personal against Aisha Scott. Back into the game, Cheyenne Mayhew. Mayhew will trigger it in underneath on the inbounds play. Moore into the lane, kick out pass to the corner. Drive in the lane there by Cheyenne Mayhew. Shot from the corner off the mark by Moore. Little tip from behind. Laura Jurek reached in to kind of knock it away from an offensive rebound. Here's Mayhew, contact made, shot up, no good. Faith Watkins, a 6'3" junior from Milwaukee, will go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Watkins for the Tigers.
Watkins, a 44% free throw shooter, averaging just over 2 points per game. At 6'3", now she's the tallest player on the floor. Makes the first free throw. 2-point lead for the Tigers. Final game of the 2022 portion of the schedule. After this, it'll be all conference play for the Bruins.
2-2 for Watkins. Into the game.
Ashton Arnold will step into the game for the Bruins. As we mentioned earlier, Ashton's been sick the last couple of days, so Dave Denley said he'll try to use her a little bit today. Doesn't want to overdo. She was one of those players that got caught up in the Southwest Airlines kerfuffle. Missed a little practice early on and was sick on top of it. So how's that for a Merry Christmas break? Bellevue back on offense. Miranda Hennings with the basketball. Here's Jurek cutting down the lane, frees up Miranda from the corner. Miranda from the right side, no good, but Laura Jurek pulls down the offensive rebound. A new 20-second shot clock with that. Delaney Van Blericon trying to look inside to Faith Ross. Laura trying to dribble. Gets inside to Ashton. Ashton triple team down low. Knocked out of her hands by Kyla Moore. Now a jump ball. And possession arrow will point to Iowa Wesleyan. Bellevue putting on a little backcourt pressure. They'll try a double team trap here, but Brianna Wendland able to avoid that. Back in Wendland's hand at the top of the key. Working to this left side to Moore. Moore tries to penetrate, kicks out. Three-point shot is good. Megan Teal from Delavan, Illinois knocks that one down. Her first points of the afternoon. And the lead grows back to 6. That matches the longest lead of the day for the Tigers. Faith Ross working inside, but the long arms of Faith Watkins knocks that one away. Pushing ahead with the basketball comes Cheyenne Mayhew. Bellevue has switched to a 2-3 zone defense. Tigers trying to find a seam if they can. Working inside to Watkins. Jurek able to play good defense there. Baseline drive. Too strong on the shot inside by Teal. And it'll be Bellevue basketball. Keziah Terrell checks back in for the Bruins.
Keziah Terrell.
Iowa Wesleyan winning the rebounding battles. That was one of the keys that Dave Denley cited for the Bruins to win. 13-8, the rebounding advantage for Iowa Wesleyan. 5:50 to go in this second quarter. Terrell, the southpaw dribble. Ashton Arnold, right side. Both teams in zone defense. Here's Laura Jurek at the wing. Finds Arnold inside. Ashton a little bit short on the shot. Again, intimidated maybe inside by Faith Watkins. Mayhew to this near side to Wendland. Now Moore. Tigers trying to find something on off air against the Bruins 2-3 zone defense. To this near side, left side drive by Teal. Puts up the shot, no good. Keziah Terrell comes away with the basketball and heads up the left side of the floor. Delaney Van Blericon, three-point look. Hard off the back iron, off the backboard. Ball loose, now into the hands of Brianna Wendland. A 2-on-1 break, and Moore will be called for the traveling violation. Bruins hustling back on defense. Terrell and Van Blericon to thwart that breakaway attempt. Back in for the Bruins, Taylor Dement and Olivia Bigger. Taylor, the sophomore, Olivia, the freshman, two of the newcomers to the Bellevue program this year. Shelby Little back into the game for the Bruins as well. Here's Dement. Right side didn't look promising, so she'll go back to the top of the key. Inside pass to Terrell. That one's kicked back out. Dement, Bigger. Olivia shot from three, a little bit short. The rebound brought down by Isabel West, who came back in during that time out as well. Working the ball to the left side corner. Moore attacks. Little forces her to go wide, but she does and converts. Nice job of just moving around the attempted defensive stand. Kyla Moore with the basket. Her 7 points on the afternoon. Arnold, top of the key. Bigger. Arnold down low. Tough contact, but Ashton continues. Nice job off the glass. Getting around West for the bucket. First basket of the afternoon for Ashton Arnold. Tigers back to work on offense, trying to work around the Bruins. Now Bellevue back to a man-to-man, doing a job of switching up the defenses to try to put a little confusion into the mind of the Tigers. Wendland down to West. Shelby trying to hold her ground. The spin move the opposite side, no good. Loose ball. Out of bounds it'll be. Iowa Wesleyan basketball.
Back in for the Bruins, number 0, Scott.
Bodies are bumping and banging down low between Isabel West and Shelby Little. Shelby's a similar body style. West may have an inch or two on her. Turnaround three-point attempt by Moore, no good. Taylor Dement has the basketball, and she'll head up the floor. Taylor, one of the fastest players on the floor, avoids getting out of control there, gets it to Aisha Scott, and Aisha delivers the basket. The Bruins back to within 4 after that Scott basket. Aisha has 4 on the game. West, top of the key. Wendlandt trying to drive into the lane. Scott denies her an easy look there. Kick out pass over to Baker. Brielle Baker on the drive. Keziah Terrell may have got a little bit too much of the body on the drive. Second personal foul against Keziah Terrell. Third team foul against the Bellevue Bruins. In the act of shooting, Brielle Baker will go to the free throw line. Baker, an 85% free throw shooter, 7.2 points per game is her average. Senior from Creston, Iowa. Dave Denley talking with one of the officials across the way. In Dave's mind, Keziah playing pretty good defense. In the official's eye, not so much. 35-30 our score as we are 2:48 away from halftime. Free throw is good. Make that a 6-point lead once again. Bruins got the lead right at the end, near the end of the first quarter, but then the Tigers got it back and they've held it for most of this second quarter. The pass inside goes through the hands of Shelby Little. The turnover against the Bruins. Up the floor, right side comes Macy Kucha. Bruins back to a man-to-man. Drive to the basket, shot with a friendly roll off the rim. Macy Kucha gets the basket, an 8-point lead. I think that's the largest lead of the day for Iowa Wesleyan. Two minutes before halftime. The Bruins trying to make a dent in this 8-point deficit. Back to a zone defense for the Tigers. Here's Keziah Terrell, Aisha Scott, back to the top of the key. Aisha, pull-up jump shot, a little bit too short. Rebound goes to Kyla Moore. Open player on this left side is Brielle Baker. She'll have the quick shot, no good. Wendlandt gets the offensive board, no good. Keziah Terrell comes away with the basketball on the rebound. And the foul will be called against Breanne Wendlandt. Just the first team foul of the quarter for Iowa Wesleyan. First personal against Breanne Wendlandt. Laura Jurek checking back in for the Bruins. Miranda Hennings as well. A minute and a half before halftime. Here's Taylor DeMint. Around the perimeter. Taylor, pull-up jump shot from the right wing. It's up and in. Taylor had 16 points yesterday. That basket gives her 6 today. Been a great addition to the Bellevue program this year. Quick passing inside to Moore, no good. Battle for the rebound. It'll stay Iowa Wesleyan basketball. As West and Jurek competing for that one. Faith Ross back in for the Bruins, replacing Taylor DeMint. Tigers trying to find an open player on the right side. Bodies on the floor. And Laura Jurek will pick up the foul. Her second personal, 4th team foul against the Bruins, so still not shooting free throws. Again, right side inbounds play. Trying to get inside the West. Laura Jurek tips it away. Olivia Bigger comes away from it, but as she's falling down, she'll be called for the travel. So the ball back to the Tigers, a fresh 30-second shot clock as well. Delaney Van Blaricon back in for the Bruins. As a side-out play in front of assistant coach James Ice Benford, a former Bellevue University men's basketball player. He's been on the sidelines with head coach Dave Denley all 7 years, excuse me. Now this is the 7th year of the Bellevue women's basketball program. Shot clock down to 15. Matching the uniform number on the jersey of Macy Kucha. Now Moore pulls up for the shot from the right wing. Bruins trying to battle inside, but somehow Brielle Baker gets in there for a rebound. And another 20 seconds on the shot clock. About an 8-second difference between game and shot clock. 3-point shot on the way from Kucha, no good. Aisha Scott clears it. Bruins have 12 seconds to get the final shot of the period to get a little bit closer. Scott will hold it near the top of the key. Work into the corner. Tipped out of bounds by Moore. 2.6 seconds left before halftime. Bellevue would like to get this last shot to take a little bit off their 6-point deficit. 38-32 our score. Van Blericant had the open look, took a dribble, a more difficult shot, but she's going to draw the foul perhaps, as the officials want to talk about it here. Not sure what there is to talk about. No time went off the clock. And so maybe that's the issue. Both coaches trying to get an explanation. And it looks like we're going to have a Dewey over now, 1.1 second remaining. So the Bruins have to get a little catch and shoot. Faith Ross to turnaround shot. No good. We are at halftime, and our score, the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers 38, the Bellevue University Bruins 32. All right, first half was mostly controlled by Iowa Wesleyan. They had the lead for the vast majority of the first 20 minutes. Bellevue had a couple of short-lived leads, but couldn't hold on to them on the first half. Iowa Wesleyan only really shot 38% from the floor, but they got off more shots than the Bruins did. Bellevue shot 46% from the floor. Bellevue 46% from the floor, 38% from behind the arc, and 50% from the free throw line. Iowa Wesleyan 38% shooting, 42% from behind the arc, and 90% from the free throw line. So even though the Bellevue Bruins shot better overall, the Tigers won the battle from behind the arc and at the free throw line. Leading the way for the visiting Tigers, Isabel West and Kyla Moore, each with 9 points. 8 points for Brielle Baker, 5 points for Macy Kucha, 3 points for Teal, 2 points for Watkins and Mayhew. That's the scoring, individual scoring for the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. For the home team Bruins, 9 points from Miranda Hennings, 3 out of 4 from behind the three-point arc for Miranda. 6 points for Taylor Dement, 5 points for Faith Ross, 4 points for Aisha Scott, 3 points for Delaney Van Blericant and Shelby Little, 2 points for Ashton Arnold. That's our first half summary. And I forgot to give you that number once again. Let's see if we have any text messages in the queue. We've got one, it looks like. All right, we're going to have to check and see during our halftime break if we're having some difficulty. Hopefully we're not just broadcasting here to the front row in front of us here. We'll check that as we go. 38-32 our score as we are at halftime. The Bruins trailing the Tigers of Iowa Wesleyan University. We'll take a short break, be back in about 7 or 8 minutes, and have the second half for you, followed by the men's game as the Bellevue University men take on Northwestern College of Iowa in the finale. Don't go away. Keep it right here. Mick Krupski signing off for now on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. people trying to use it. I'm wondering if so many schools, organizations trying to use it, and they're overwhelmed as it is. Yeah. Welcome back to the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Mick Krupski back here behind the microphone again. Thanks to Regan and Reese working behind the scenes. Kudos to you guys for your good work. We were having some issues with the broadcast earlier on. Hopefully now everything is fixed, and we appreciate your patience as we bring this broadcast to you. Getting ready for the second half of action. The Iowa Wesleyan Tigers lead it by a score of 38-32. We've got a couple more texts in the queue. Let's get to those. Great picture and sound. Glad Ash feels better today. Go Bruins. And 4 basketball emojis from Graham and Pops from Clovis, California. Glad you guys are with us today. Hopefully the Bruins have a little more oomph here in the second half to come away with the victory here in 2022 on a good note. Also, let's go, ladies. You got this. That's from Keziah Terrell's grandparents listening in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And we get a heart emoji from them as well. Thanks again for joining us from the Volunteer State. Happy New Year. Happy almost New Year. New Year's Eve as the Bruins finish out the 2022 portion of their schedule. A quick look ahead for the Bellevue Bruins. Bellevue will be at home back in conference action in the North Star Athletic Association next weekend. The Bellevue Bruins will host Dickinson State from Dickinson, North Dakota next Friday at 5:30 p.m. And then Saturday, Valley City State of North Dakota comes in for a 3 o'clock start on the women's side. Men's games to follow on both of those days. So back to the North Star Athletic Association. There are 12 more games remaining in conference play. The Bruins 13 games. The Bruins off to a 1-0 start. The Bruins in their December victory over Dakota State. Dakota State projected to be the top team in conference play this year, but the Bruins on a last-second shot defeated the Trojans here at the Lozier Center and have a good first step towards conference play, getting ready to continue that next week. All right, both teams back around their respective coaching staffs. Dave Denley and James Ice Benford on the Bruins side. Across the court, Steve Williamson, Brittany West, and Maddie Williamson directing things for the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers out of Mount Pleasant, Iowa. All right, I've got all my stats in order here, and let's get back to the action. Possession arrow pointing Iowa Wesleyan's way. They'll get the first possession of, now it's flipped the other way, so it'll be Bellevue with the first possession. All right, here we go. Faith Ross with the basketball as the next 10 minutes of basketball commence. Inside Laura Jurek. Contact there. Foul is called.
Foul starts with the Tigers, number 15.
Foul's going to go against Macy Kucha on the play. First team foul, first personal. Bruins inbound. Scott with the basketball over the top. Miranda Hennings, who had 3 trays in the first half, had a quick look. Ross will launch for 3 off the back iron. No good. Kucha comes in for the defensive rebound and then brings the ball up the floor. Bruins trailing by 6 points, 38-32. Working down the left side of that. Faith Ross on the block on the shot attempt by Brianna Wendland. Tigers get the ball back. Shot clock continues to go down, now at 10. Wendland again. The drive by Isabel West, that's no good. And we've got a jump ball call on the held possession. So it'll be a 20-second shot clock reset for Iowa Wesleyan on the play as the possession arrow went their way after the Bruins had the opening possession of the quarter. Kucha looking for a teammate. Kyla Moore trying to drive baseline, runs into a trio of Brewers, gets rid of the ball from the outside. Three-point attempt by Wendland, no good. Miranda Hennings clears the rebound. As we mentioned right before the halftime break, it's Iowa Wesleyan doing the better job of rebounding. That's helped their cause. That'll be Bellevue basketball as a couple of Tigers wind up almost sitting in the bleachers down below the west basket here at the Lozier Center. On the coach, Jerry Mosser court. Jerry Mosser, the longtime Bellevue men's basketball coach and athletic director. Here's Hennings, first shot of the quarter. He'll get that one. Miranda knocks it down for her fourth. 4 out of 5 from three-point land for Miranda Hennings. Miranda averaging just under 9 points per game. She's got a dozen already, all from behind the arc. Here's Isabel West looking for help. Kucha finds it, give and go down the lane, blocked inside by Van Blericon. West gets it, Van Blericon steals it away. Delaney heading down the floor. Bruins have a 3-on-3 break. Scott loses control of the basketball momentarily. A tie-up over here as Brianna Wendland gets her hands on it along with Aisha Scott. This time the possession arrow points to Bellevue, and it'll be an inbounds play for the Bruins. Looking for help. Finally the quick pass inside to Laura Jurek. Jurek passes to Aisha Scott in traffic. Tough shot by Aisha. Contact made, no whistle. Aisha with a strong move inside over the top of West. Bellevue back to within 1 point. Timeout called by head coach Steve Williamson. He wants to talk things over with his Tiger team. 8:02 remaining in the third period. It's the Tigers 38, the Bruins 37. All right, so we've heard from California, we've heard from Tennessee so far. Looks like we've got our first Tiger text of the afternoon. Melanie Missy and Jill Woods, former players for Coach Williamson, give a shout out to Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. Keep working hard. Let's go, Coach Will. All right, so we're an equal opportunity texter. If you're a Bellevue fan or a Tiger fan, 402-515-7654. So we'll assume that last text came from Iowa. Mount Pleasant, Iowa, the home of Iowa Wesleyan University. Another Iowa school, part of the men's wrap-up tonight. Northwestern College out of Orange City, Iowa will be playing the Bellevue men in the men's finale at 6:30. Perimeter passing by the Tigers. Into the hands, this near side of Teal. She's seen a lot of playing time, not in the starting lineup, but the basket, three-pointer, drained by Teal. Pushes the Tigers back to a 4-point lead. Aisha Scott on the right side, Miranda Hennings, top of the key, over the top pass to Faith Ross, bounce pass to Jurek. Inside to Aisha Scott in traffic. Hennings from the top of the key. Another one from Miranda Hennings. 5 out of 6 from behind the arc. 15 points for the senior out of Council Bluffs, Abraham Lincoln High School. Back to a 1-point game. Moore, drive, bounce pass inside the West. Good tie up inside. They say jump ball. Possession arrow points to Iowa Wesleyan. That's, I believe, now the third jump ball, tied up, held ball, however you want to call it, in the first 3 minutes of this quarter. 7:04 remaining. Pass to the corner. Now back to the other side of the floor. Moore, nice lead pass to West. Can't hit it. Gets the rebound, and in traffic, she'll draw the foul. It's either going to be Van Blaricon or Scott. Let's see, a lot of fingers held up. So 23 is the jersey of Delaney Van Blaricon, her second personal foul. First team foul of the quarter. Isabel West back to the free throw line. She's already 3 for 4 in free throw attempts. Short on that one. Again, as we mentioned, a short bench for Iowa Wesleyan. Only 8 players in uniform today. The 5 on the floor and 3 on the bench. And after playing yesterday, they're going to be a tired bunch of Tigers. Second free throw is good. It's a 2-point game as Faith Ross brings it up the floor. Dave Denley holds up some fingers for a play for his team to run. Aisha to Miranda to Laura. Delaney. We're on a first name basis. Delaney kind of got caught in traffic there, loses the ball. 8th turnover of the game, and now a turnover against the Tigers as Scott got her hands in the way of that pass. Nice pass inside. Aisha steps back, too short, gets her rebound against a quartet of players. And another jump ball, this time possession arrow to the Bruins, and so the home team will keep control once again on the 4th held ball of the quarter. Don't know what the record is, but it's been a lot in this period. Aisha to Miranda Hennings. Delaney Van Blaricon. That pass to Miranda, working around the right side. Now inside to Jurek. Laura at a height disadvantage, but a nice spin move inside. Jurek goes to the left hand and puts it home. First basket of the day for Laura Jurek. And the Bruins have tied it at 42. Baker loses the ball. Scramble for it. Miranda Hennings on the tie-up. Hey, guess what? Another held ball. That's the 5th of the quarter in a little over 4 minutes of play. Possession arrow now to Iowa Wesleyan. Shelby Little and Keziah Terrell back on the floor. Again, hi to Keziah's grandparents. They're always listening in down in Chattanooga. Chattanooga, one of those fun names to say. Little perspiration on the floor. We'll need somebody to toss a towel from the bench. Athletic trainer Mike Livergood across the way. Working on the elbow of Delaney Van Blaricon. Looks like she left some skin on the floor. So she'll get a little treatment over there from Mike and his staff. And Mike will come out. There's a little blood on the floor. That'll give everybody a chance to catch their breath. Mike looking dapper in his gray suit with purple tie. Coming out with that gloved hand, and he'll get the blood taken off the floor. And we'll get back to the action. Feel like I should be giving a plug for a Red Cross blood donation drive here. I'm an AB positive, so they call me all the time when they're running low, so. All right, thanks to Mike Livergood for cleaning up the court, and we're back to the action. 5:48 remaining in the third period. We're tied at 42 all. Bruins have fought back from a 6-point deficit at halftime to tie it up here at 42. Looking to try to find a teammate is Kucha. Gets it to West. Double team down low. A traveling violation on Isabel West. Bruins have really tried to double team if they can when the ball gets down low to West. As I mentioned, leading scorer, averaging almost 18 points per game. 10 points thus far to her credit. Faith Ross stretches out to snare that one. Inside to Shelby Little. Little to Hennings, Miranda. Hey, they just keep coming. 6 out of 7 from behind the arc. Her record is 7 3-pointers in a game. That was in the season opener this year. So she's just 1 away from tying it, 2 from setting a new record. 3-point shot for the Tigers. That's off the mark on the attempt by Teal. Here comes Faith Ross up the left side of the floor. Jump stop near the free throw line. Across the way to Keziah Terrell. Keziah for three. Off the back of the iron, no good. West goes over the top of a couple of players to pull down that rebound. Tigers reset up on the half court. West with the basketball. Cutter, not open. Three-point shot. Ceiling scraper shot, no good. Keziah Terrell comes down with a rebound, but then she'll be called for traveling as she falls to the floor with the collision of Megan Teal. Taylor DeMent back in for the Bruins. And Brianna Wendland back in for the Tigers. 4:21 in the period. Scott getting a little bit of a break. West makes herself available. She'll shoot a three-pointer. That one won't go down. Rebound pulled up by Faith Ross. Ross quickly up the head. Wendland trailing her, trying to pick her pocket, but Faith was alertly aware that she was there and just outraced her across the half-court line. Bruins back to work. Zone defense. Taylor DeMent. That one's off the mark. Kyla Moore pulls down the board. Ahead to Wendland. Now back to Kucha, who'll try to set things up. Teal to Moore. To Kucha. And now West. I think everybody in a gray jersey has touched it on this possession. Moore trying to work around the West screen. Little denies her path to the basket. On the right side, it's Wendland. Tries to go in the lane. Splits defenders up and under. Nice penetration that play. Bruin defenders tried to get there, but alert play by Brianna Wendland to split them and bank it home. 45-44 our score. Bellevue up by 1 point. Miranda trying to direct traffic for her teammates. Bruins will reset it up. Taylor DeMent with her lavender and pink tennis shoes. That always draws my attention. I don't know why. Maybe because my wife is a shoe fan. A block on the drive by DeMent. That'll go against Kyla Moore. Kind of thrust that hip out there. First personal foul, second team foul against the Tigers. Shelby Little on the entry pass. DeMent left all alone in the left corner. Three-point shot is good. Taylor DeMent with her first tray of the afternoon. Now 9 points for Taylor. Isabel West from the wing, just off to the right side of the free throw line. A 2-point lead for the Bruins. Again, a zone look. Inside, Terrell. Off the back iron, no good. Good pass by Ross to find Keziah, but couldn't finish. West will bring it up the floor. She's been on the floor almost the entire time, 2 days in a row, but still running the floor well. Ball in her hands. Head fake, drive. Faith Ross cuts her run side, cups under, may have gotten away with an extra step, then gets the offensive rebound. Ball flying to the corner. It's a battle, and West comes away with it, and a timeout called by Steve Williamson as he saw his player in trouble in the corner. So an alert timeout on a scramble as Isabel West been a one-woman show the last couple of times down the floor. Hello, Brutus the Bruin walking by with those glowing yellow eyes. 48-46 our score. Bellevue on top. 1:57 remaining in this third period. Bruins had a tight one yesterday against Doane before losing 81-77. Another tight one underway today against Iowa Wesleyan. Again, want to remind you there's one more game as part of the Fairfield Inn by Marriott Basketball Classic. The Bellevue men will host Northwestern College. The Red Raiders out of Orange City, Iowa. A battle between the North Star Bruins and the GPAC Red Raiders. Jump shot, no good. The miss inside by Wendland. Little with the rebound. Here comes Taylor DeMent. Faith Ross, the trailer on the play. Now to Miranda Hennings. Defenders staying a little closer to Miranda now that she's knocked down that bevy of 6 3-pointers. Working to the corner, Dement drives, dishes to Shelby Little. Little go down. Taylor Dement with the assist. Shelby Little with the basket. Little now with 5 points. Bruins with 14 assists on the game. 1:15 and counting. Tigers down by 4. 3-point shot, top of the key, off the mark on the attempt by Kucha. Miranda Headings gets it ahead to Taylor Dement. 2-on-3. Dement pulls up, won't go down. Keziah Terrell battling for the rebound, but a foul's going to be called. And it'll go against Keziah. Tried to go over the back of a couple of players to get that rebound. Good hustle, but she'll draw her 3rd personal foul. Just a 2nd team foul. Both teams with 2 team fouls in this quarter. Scott back in, Van Blaricon back in, and now a little pressure.
And number 24, Terrell.
Couple of possessions left in this quarter with just under a minute to go. Taylor Dement kicked that basketball, so it'll be a side out for the Tigers right below our camera position. And the Bruins get the steal. Ahead to Aisha Scott. Aisha to Taylor Dement. Aisha winds up on top of the photographer under the basket. Looks like she's okay, he's okay. That ought to be an interesting shot. Here's Aisha Scott. Jump shot. Knocked it down. Aisha with the basket, and the Bruins now with a 6-point lead. That's the largest Bellevue lead of the afternoon. 20 seconds remaining. Wesleyan probably holding for the final shot of the quarter. 15 seconds. Isabel West sees the lane, but too high off the board. Battle for the rebound. And once again, we're going to have a held ball. Delaney Van Blaricon and Megan Teal both have their hands on a possession arrow pointing to the Bellevue Bruins. So now Bellevue will get an opportunity for the final shot. Try to stretch their 6-point lead with 11 seconds. Faith Ross back out on the floor, replacing Keziah Terrell. So Bellevue with, and here comes Miranda. I was going to say most of their 3-point shooters on the floor, and now all of their better 3-point shooters on the floor. And they're going to let it roll a little bit, save some time off the clock until the defender comes up. Now Dement grabs it, running down. Taylor penetrates in the lane, pull-up jump shot. There's going to be a whistle blown. And they will say offensive foul on Taylor Dement. Second time she's been called for that. Just a little bit out of control there, crashing into the Tiger defender. So 3rd time I changed my mind here. Now Iowa Wesleyan will get the final shot, or at least a chance for the final shot of the quarter. Olivia Bigger checks back in on defense. Here comes Kucha. To the near side to West, somehow gets a shot out of that pile of players, but it's off the mark, and we are at the end of 3 quarters of play. This time, the Bellevue Bruins on top by a score of 52-46. A good quarter. Yesterday, the 3rd quarter was a nightmare for Bellevue. This time, it's a much better effort as the Bruins pick up 20 points in this period to take the lead. Bellevue outscored Iowa Wesleyan 20-8 in the 3rd period of play. Leading scorer for the Bellevue Bruins, Miranda Headings, with 18 points, coming on 6 out of 8 3-pointers. Leading scorer for Iowa Wesleyan is Isabel West with 12 points. She's had to work hard, only 4 out of 15 from the floor, so the Bellevue Bruins double-teaming defense has held her in check, even though she does have a dozen points to lead her team. Bellevue had shot 50% in the first half, is 57% in the 3rd period. Iowa Wesleyan only shot 18% in that 3rd quarter. Only 3 out of 16 on their shots from the floor. So the Bruins able to knocked some points on offense and able to do the job on defense as well. Possession arrow pointing to Iowa Wesleyan. That means they'll get the first opportunity here in the final 10-minute period. We've got a few more texts. Sorry, I should have gotten to them at the break. We'll get to them again in just a few moments. Iowa Wesleyan basketball. West top of the key to this near side to Moore. Again, trying to deny the entry pass by fronting West inside. Drive into the lane by Kucha. Cut off there by Ross. Head fake and drive by Baker. Bounce pass inside to West. Battling inside. And we're going to have a whistle. And a foul call. Again, Delaney Van Blericon hitting the deck to try to go for the ball. But she will pick up her third personal foul. Obviously the first team foul of this quarter against the Bruins. Bounce pass to the corner. Moore on the shot, on the miss. However, ball stays alive into the hands of the Tigers. They'll get another second chance opportunity. Tigers have earned 9 second chance points in today's game to only 3 for the Bruins. 3-point shot on its way. Too short, no good. Van Blericon, the rebound off the miss by Brielle Baker. Laura Jurek will slow down the pace coming up the left side and give it off to Faith Ross. Bounce pass inside to Aisha Scott. Aisha trying to work around West. Double team, no good, but Laura Jurek able there. Did not hit the rim, stolen away. Good read by Kucha to get the intercept. She'll slow it down as the Tigers don't have numbers. West to Baker on the drive. Bruins help on defense. Laura Jurek on defense and a traveling violation against Baker as she dragged her pivot foot after coming to the jump stop. 11 turnovers against the Bruins, 10 turnovers against the Tigers. So a relatively turnover-free. You always want to have as few turnovers as possible, but if you can keep it in single digits or the low double digits, that's doing pretty well. Faith Ross looking for somebody to pass to. Thought about the shot. Laura Jurek at the free throw line. She'll drive, contact, and Laura Jurek will be called for the offensive foul. Dave Denley across the way. Can't believe it. Kyla Moore on the defensive play for Iowa Western. And Dave will have a few more words with the official across the way. Looked like Moore was still moving when contact was made, but my opinion and Dave Denley's opinion doesn't count too much to the guy with the whistle in his mouth. Backcourt pressure. Bruins trying to get the steal or take time off the shot clock. Tigers able to get through it pretty easily. Setting up in the half court. Again, the look inside the West. Working against Miranda Hennings. That one's short. Aisha Scott comes in and gets the rebound, and then she's fouled on the play. Aisha's a great scorer, a great ball handler at the point guard, also a great rebounder. Aisha with just under 6 rebounds per game, always amongst the top rebounders for the Bruins. The foul goes against Isabel West, her second personal. So the Bruins, a chance to extend their 6-point lead. Nobody has scored in the first 2+ minutes of this fourth period. Jurek, Hennings, another one on its way. Shooter's bounce, a couple of touches on the rim. Miranda Hennings now ties her record with 7 3-pointers in today's game. 7 of 8 overall on the game for Miranda Hennings. Working inside the West. Now Jurek and a traveling violation as West had happy feet, shuffle them before she put it down. Under 7.5 to go. Dave Denley directing Faith Ross where he wants her to go and dribble, trying to draw out the defense. Back to his own defense for Iowa Wesleyan on this trip down the floor. Faith Ross thought about the 3, passed up on it. Laura Jurek from the wing, kicks back out. Faith from the top of the key. Faith Ross with the 3. Faith now with 8 points. And the Bruins have 11 3-pointers made in the game, most of them from Hennings. But Faith Ross comes through on that one with 7 minutes to go. The Bellevue Bruins 58, the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers 46. Here's where a little bit of playing 2 days in a row with only an 8-person squad may be hurting the lungs, the wind, the endurance of the Tigers. Let's get to some of these text messages here. I want to give a shout out to number 34, Isabel West. She's a dog. From Chris. Thank you, Chris. I don't know if she'll appreciate being called a dog or not, but hey, I understand it's a compliment. Iowa Wesleyan, Professor Thomas at home in Cedar Falls, Iowa, cheering for the Tigers, especially his accounting students, number 3, Brielle Baker, and number 10, Brianna Wendland. Professor, thanks again for joining us on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Shout out to the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. Pull out a big win today and give it your all. Coach Will is our hero. From Kinzer Woods and Tatum Missy. All right, thanks you guys. Iowa Wesleyan fans joining us today on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. Dribbling through traffic, Laura Jurek knocks that one down with her foot, so it'll stay Iowa Wesleyan basketball as Brianna Wendland had a nice drive down the lane. Again, if you still want to join us, the number is 402-515-7654. Mick Krupski here behind the microphone. Shot clock down to 12. Still plenty of time for the Tigers as the Bruins have switched to a 2-3 zone defense. Bounce pass inside the West. Her pass deflected. Faith Ross trying to come away with it, and she does. Ahead to Aisha Scott. Aisha waits for all of her teammates to get in their half of the floor. Ross driving baseline. Van Blaricon from the corner. Three-point attempt, no good. Laura Jurek there for the rebound. And then Wisely will bring it back out with a new fresh 20-second shot clock. That one, Scott able to get back the ball back. Her teammates wanting her to get it back out. There were 4 people set up at the arc. Aisha off the dribble. In the basket, Aisha Scott with double digits, 10 points for her. The second-year player out of Washington, D.C. Bruins now with a 14-point lead as they've continued to pull away. West to the outside. The shot by Teal will knock it down. Megan Teal, the Illinois native, with the bucket. Teal now with 6 points for the Tigers' cause. Time, the ally of the Bellevue Bruins. They don't really want to go into a delay game yet. There's still 5.5 minutes to go in this one. They want to continue to run the offense. Here's Scott, pull-up jumper. Aisha Scott with back-to-back buckets for the Bruins. 62-49. Just about halfway through this fourth period. Turning the corner is Macy Kucha. Kick out, pass, shot up. No good. West over the top. Put back. Will fall. Isabel West with an athletic play, getting the board and the putback. Lead cut to 11. Now we're officially under 5 minutes. Scott has the last 2 baskets for the Bruins. Miranda Hennings tries the entry pass to Laura Jurek, tipped. Ball loose on the floor. Now Aisha Scott jumps into the pile, and again a jump ball will be called. Possession arrow points to the home team.
West, we're going to bring in for the Bruins, number 4,
Faith Watkins in for the Tigers.
20, Arnold, and number 24, Terrell.
And now the Bellevue substitutions. Taylor Dement, Keziah Terrell, and Ashton Arnold back in. So Ashton saw a little bit of action in the first half. First time into the second half as she recovers from her post-Christmas sickness. Dement, entry pass to Van Blaricon. Now Laura Jurek with the basketball. Delaney, open look from the right side. Delaney Van Blaricon knocks down a tray. That's her second of the afternoon. And the Bruins extend their lead back to 14 points at 65-51. Timeout on the floor taken by the Bruins with 4:30 remaining. The Bellevue Bruins 65, the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers 51. Bellevue continues to shoot well in this half. Not only well, but really well. Bellevue is shooting 62% in this half, whereas Iowa Wesleyan only 23%. I think some of the fatigue has really taken its toll on the Tigers. Here's another shout out a yell out to Iowa Wesleyan, especially to 22, Ruthie, a.k.a. Megan Teal. Don't know how you get Ruthie out of that, but okay. And from Bill Mullins, Bellevue's Associate Sports Information Director, Laura is the first player in program history with 8 or more assists in back-to-back games. So Laura Jurek setting some Bellevue University women's basketball history with her work today, setting up her teammates. 9 assists overall. Drive to the basket, contact made. And the offensive foul, Laura Jurek. We just talked about her work on offense. Now we see her work on defense. She takes the charge. The foul against Brianna Wendlandt. Iowa Wesleyan has 2 timeouts remaining. Bellevue has 4 remaining. Just a little note here as we hit the 4-minute mark of the game. Ashton Arnold, top of the key, over to Taylor DeMent, working on the left side. Now back to the top to Delaney, to Laura. Trying to look inside to Ashton, battling down low there against Wendlandt. Kick out, Laura Jurek, the shot up and in. Laura Jurek with the basket and the harm. Laura Jurek on the floor once again. Some games Laura spends as much time on the floor as she does standing up. And she'll get the free throw after the foul. 3rd personal on Brianna Wendlandt. So Laura now with 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 9 assists. And she'll make it her final year of basketball here. The former Bellevue West High School star from right down the road. She'll head to the bench. Shelby Little will come on, taking her place. Backcourt pressure, trying to make the Tigers work even harder. Nice move by Wendlandt in the backcourt to get around Taylor DeMent. To the near side, into the hands of Cheyenne Mayhew, across the way. Teal launches and makes the tray. Ruthie Teal gets the tray for the Tigers. Now 9 points for her. A 14-point lead for the Bruins as we get ever closer to the 3-minute mark. Pass inside. Nice steal by Wendlandt. Anticipating the pass down the lane. Teal inside to Watkins. Shot goes up, too strong. Van Blaricon with the rebound. Off to Taylor DeMent. Delaney, a long NBA style three-pointer. A smile on her face. Don't know if she intended the board or not, but it counts none the same. The 3rd tray for Delaney as she's up to 9 points. 2:37 remaining. Bruins up 71-54. 17-point cushion for the home team. Teal again from three-point land. Back-to-back three-pointers by Megan Teal, a.k.a. Ruthie. And a timeout called by head coach Steve Williamson. They'll be down to 1 timeout remaining with 2:24 remaining. The Bellevue Bruins 71. The Iowa Wesleyan Tigers 57. And change that. Looks like the Bruins are the one who called the timeout. So Bellevue down to 3. Iowa Wesleyan will still have 2 timeouts remaining. So again, congratulations to Laura Jurek and thanks to Bill Mullins, Bellevue's Associate Sports Information Director, for that information. And Laura, the first player in Bellevue women's basketball history, 8 or more assists in back-to-back games. And in fact, as a team, 21 assists out of 28 made baskets for the Bruins. So quick math there, 75% of the Bruins baskets have come on an assist from a teammate. All right, clock ticking down from 2:24. Inside pass to Ashton. Arnold with the basket. Nice entry pass from the outside by Taylor DeMent. Another assist on the made basket. Tigers bringing it up the right side. Cheyenne Mayhew. Bruins trying to trap her. She'll drive to the basket. Not quite enough height on the shot. Faith Ross pulls down the defensive rebound, and the Bruins turn it the other way. Bellevue up by 16 points. Can afford to play at any pace they want here. Time is on the side of the Bruins to Scott inside. Foul's going to be called as Cheyenne Mayhew on the back of Aisha Scott. That's the 4th team foul, so still won't be shooting a free throw. Back in comes Isabel West and Kyla Moore, Van Blaricon, and Hennings. Back in for the home team. Again, Hennings with 7 3-pointers tonight. Delaney with 3, Ross with 2, Dement with 1. 13 made 3-pointers for the Bruins. Shot clock down to 10. Ross switches to the left hand, drives into the middle, feeds Miranda from the outside. They just keep coming. Miranda would like that one miss back. She's now 8 out of 9 from behind the arc, as she has now set a new record for 3-pointers with her 8 made 3-pointers tonight. Only one miss from behind the arc.
Bruins will be number 23.
Foul on Delaney Van Blaricon, her 4th of the game. Olivia Bigger, Amina Hall, and Jillian Friedman on the floor for the Bruins. First time this afternoon for Jillian and Amina. With 1:09 remaining, Isabel West back to the free throw line. West with 14 points already. Make that 15 as she hits the first free throw. So she and Teal are tied with 15 points, and now West takes the 1-point advantage with her 16th point of the game. Checking back in comes Brielle Baker. 1:09 remaining. Keziah Terrell comes back in as well, replacing Faith Ross. Great effort, especially in the second half for the Bruins, as they use their depth and trying to push the pace a little bit to wear out the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. Here's Bigger. Leads into Amina, pull-up jump shot, a little bit short. The rebound to the Tigers. Quickly up the left side comes Cheyenne Mayhew, and a foul's going to be called as Mayhew winds up in the bleachers.
Number 5, Bigger, her first.
Olivia Bigger picks up her first personal foul. 4th team foul, but in the act of shooting, Mayhew will get the 2 shots. Mayhew averaging about a point a game in limited action for the Tigers. Off the mark with the free throw. Her first free throw miss of the season, and she'll make the second one. 76-60 with 47 seconds and counting. Don't forget, we're going to, immediately following today's game, we'll have a visit with head coach Dave Denley and one of the Bellevue players, so be sure to hang around for that one. Bigger, top of the key. Now Dement over to Hall, looking inside to Friedman. She's closely guarded inside there by Baker. Again, the look inside. Again, Baker and Friedman going back-to-back in there. 3-pointer, Amina Hall, her first shot of the game. Knocks that one down. One more 3-pointer added to the ledger of the Bruins. We're down to 12 seconds. Taylor Dement with the steal, and she'll just be happy to dribble this one out. Bruins wind up with 15 made 3-pointers, 15 made out of 27 shots. And the Bellevue Bruins come away with a 79-60 victory over the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. An outstanding game, especially in the second half if you're a Bruins fan. Thanks to everyone for joining us this afternoon on the Bellevue Bruins Sports Network. We've got some interviews upcoming, then men's game to follow. Thanks again to Regan and Reese working behind the scenes. Dad Sean as well. Let's take a look at some of the final stats in today's game. For the Bellevue Bruins, with the victory, the Bruins are now 7-7 on the season. With the loss, Iowa Wesleyan drops to 9-5. The Bruins shot 67% from the floor to win the game. 56% overall, 33% overall for Iowa Wesleyan as fatigue really took its toll. For the Bruins, a total of 56% from the floor, 56% from behind the arc, 67% from the free throw line. Iowa Wesleyan, 33% from the floor, 36% from behind the arc, and 81% from the free throw line. 15 made three-pointers for the Bruins. Iowa Wesleyan won the rebounding battle 34-29. Individual scoring for the Tigers. Isabel West with 16 points led the way. Megan Teal next with 15. 9 points for Moore, 8 points for Baker, 5 for Kucha, 3 for Mayhew, 2 apiece for Watkins and Wendland. That's the scoring for Iowa Wesleyan. For the Bellevue Bruins, leading scorer, Miranda Hennings. 8 three-pointers for a total of 24 points. She was 8 of 9 from behind the arc today, 8 of 10 overall. Somehow she missed a 2-point attempt somewhere in there. But an outstanding game by Miranda. 12 points for Aisha Scott, 9 points for Delaney Van Blaricon, all on three-pointers. Taylor DeMent had 9 points. 8 points for Faith Ross. 5 points for Shelby Little. Ashton Arnold had 4. Laura Jurek had 5 as well. Amina Hall had 3. And I think that's all the Bellevue scoring. So a great effort by the Bruins as they even their record at 7-7 and get ready for North Central Conference play. North Star, not North Central. North Star Athletic Association play. Again, their next game coming up this weekend at home for the Bellevue Bruins. It'll be on January the 6th against Dickinson State. January 7th against Valley City State. All right, Miranda, good seeing you here. Go ahead and get those on. Let's put it around here so you get a little bit more. All right, we're on camera. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can.
All right. How'd you miss that one?
Oh, I don't know, honestly.
I'm a jerk, aren't I? You make 8, and I'm talking the first thing about the one you missed. So
oh, it's okay.
You made 3 last night. You made 8 tonight. A hot hand all weekend long. Do you feel anything when you come into a game that you might be on the money with your shots?
I just know my teammates need that from me. They know that I can knock down threes, and I know that is what my team needs. So I'm gonna do the best I can every time, if it's 8 or 3 or whatever.
15 three-pointers for the team overall. You had 8 of those, obviously, over half of the three-pointers. One of the things that I always like to look at is the number of assists to made baskets. You had, as a team, 31 made baskets, and you had 24 assists. I mean, that's 75% approximately of that. So what is it about this team that makes them play so well together?
Yeah, a lot of us have been together. I mean, me, Faith, Laura have been together for 5 years, and so we kind of know each other's kinks and where they're going. I know that our biggest thing is that anyone on this team can score, anyone can shoot. We all have confidence. So really, when we are passing it, we have the most about a confidence that anyone's going to make that shot. So makes it easier.
There you go. A great way to finish the 2022 calendar season. Now you turn your attention to North Star Athletic Association play, 13 regular season games, all in conference. You've already defeated Dakota State, the projected preseason champion. That was a good boost. This is a good boost today. Next week you take on Dickinson State and Valley City State. Obviously, you hope to be conference champions. Are there any other goals that the team wants to do in the final 13 games before tournament time? Yeah,
I know that we want to put more letters up, or numbers up on that board. That's for sure. I know that's really what we're striving for. We're striving to win our conference. We're striving to keep it going. If we win conference, we'll win the conference championship, and then we're going to nationals. We haven't been to nationals in a while. That's definitely, but we got to take it one step at a time and win conference first.
The numbers Miranda is alluding to all across the gym here, there are conference titles for all the different programs. 2019, 2020 is when the women's program won the North Star Athletic Association championships and advancing to the national tournament in 2019. So that's been long enough. Time to put 2023 up there as well. This is your 5th year, your final year in the program. What do you hope to do after you leave the Bellevue program and Bellevue University, or is that still all up in the air?
That is definitely up in the air. I'm getting my master's right now, but I really have no idea. I hopefully stay around sports. I'm my bachelor's in sports management, so maybe event planning or around sports. That's what I enjoy right now.
Maybe some coaching or something along the way too.
Yeah, so? Really anything at this point. I don't know.
Very good. I talked to your mom who was here yesterday. I don't know if she's here again today or now. Very good. So anybody else you want to say hello to before I let you go?
Just everyone that's watching. Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it, and we hope to keep getting you wins and making it fun for you to watch.
Very good. Miranda Hennings, congratulations on the great night for yourself and for your team.
Yes,
8
for sure.
three-pointers made by Miranda this afternoon.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good seeing you. There we go, Dave. That didn't help much. It may help a little bit, so.
You're good. I just got to get them rearranged.
There we go. I always do that for Trish Sedlick, the volleyball coach, too. She'll always send somebody up here, and they're all drenched when we get her to them.
They're all sweaty and everything, you know.
Hey, are you a little happier today than you were yesterday?
Well, I told our team at halftime, I said, I don't care if we score another point, but I want to see us actually defend. And we did in the second half. We defended. We got rotations. We were a little more intense. We rebounded better. It makes a world of difference when you do that. And you create your energy through stops and through good rotations and good play down there, not just hitting threes and making shots, you know. And hopefully we can get to where we can do that consistently. You're hearing that word from me a lot.
Yes. In our pregame talk, consistency. We need to play 40 minutes.
We played well offensively in the first half at times. We played well defensively at times, but we weren't consistent throughout. Second half, we were consistent from the first second to the last second in what we were trying to do. We weren't perfect, but we were consistent.
You shot 67% in the second half, and you held them to 27% shooting. So that's got to make any coach very happy with.
You don't win games by 19 a lot of times only shooting 3 free throws. I'll tell you that. We got to be a little better there, but we're going to get there. So
you talked about some of the areas where you thought were keys: rebounding, control the tempo, be disciplined, hold a lead, limit turnovers. Most of those things, I think they won the rebounding battle there with their little size advantage, but just about every other aspect of the game, the Bruins did very well.
You know, I'm not as upset with. I mean, we don't want to give up as many offensive rebounds, but when you hold a team that is not shooting it well, there's more opportunities for rebounds. You know what I mean? And so innately they're going to get more offensive rebounds because there's more opportunities.
Yep.
But what I think we got to do is we got to eliminate those when you give up 8 offensive rebounds and let a team shoot 50%. I want us we need to hold teams at 36 or below. I mean, as a goal, 38 to 39 I can live with, you know, but we're giving 41, 42, 43, and in specific games 50. That is not okay.
Yeah.
You know, and that's our biggest thing right now.
All right, let's turn our attention now that the 2022 portion of the schedule is completed. We're now going to go back to North Star Athletic Association. You're a 1-0 record. You got a big jump with that big win against Dakota State. Next week, you're back at home against Dickinson State and Valley City. Talk about those two programs.
Yep, 13 games. We have 13 games remaining. They're all conference games, and we got a chance to win a championship and do some things. So we got to focus in, and we got to do it every day. And Dickinson State, you know, the O's kid they were here early in that classic. The O's kid is a threat inside. They got kids that can shoot it. They're going to play really hard. And, you know, they're going to defend you. And so we have to make sure that we match that. And we got to, again, we're always at a size disadvantage, and we know that inside. So we got to do the things we did in the second half. We got to front. We got to get in help. We got to go double. We got to pay attention to those. You can't guard that post player one-on-one. We just don't have that person. So we always have to guard it with 2, 1.5, 2.5. You know what I mean? And then we got to scramble out of it. And we know that. But we haven't consistently done it, and we did it in the second half.
Definitely right. Held West down there, too.
And Valley City, I mean, Vanessa's an extremely good coach. They will know every set we run. They will, you know, but they're going to play hard. They're playing a little more up-tempo this year. They're playing more guards. They're playing 10 kids. So that'll be fun. I think both games will be fun, and we're looking forward to it. But, you know, to get off the snide, we had a tough loss last night in a game we felt like we gave away.
Yeah.
I don't think they beat us. I think we beat ourselves, and that's frustrating. But today we took care of what we needed to take care of, and I'm extremely happy with that. But we have to find, we're going to play back-to-back the rest of the year. You got to find a way to go 2-0. You got to treat every weekend like a mini tournament, and you got to go win that tournament championship. And if you do that consistently throughout those 6 weeks, you're gonna win a conference championship.
Put some numbers on the banner.
That's
across
right.
the way.
I talk to them all the time. You want to put numbers up there? You don't want that thing to be the most barren thing in the gym? You got to go to work.
Good incentive. Good incentive. Dave, congratulations on the win today. Happy New Year to you and your family, all the young ladies who play in the squad for you, and we'll be seeing you again early in 2023.
Thank you. I just want to make one more player here I want to mention.
Sure.
And, Miranda had an unbelievable game, but Laura Jurek had a great weekend.
Yes.
This is a post player that had 17 assists in 2 games this weekend. And, she's a kid that we ask a lot out of, and she's just stepping up, and I'm just so happy for her.
First time in Bellevue basketball history, a player with 8 or more assists on back-to-back nights.
Yeah, that's good.
That's from Bill Mullins. So,
and that's not a point guard, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's a player we're playing as a 5. So that's pretty impressive. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks for coming up. Head coach Dave Denley and Miranda Hennings, our guests on the postgame show. That'll wrap it up on the women's side. Again, thanks to Regan and Reese and to Sean. Everybody listening in, we appreciate your time. Women's action is done. One more men's game to come. Keep it right here for that. But for now, Mick Krupski signing off on the Bellevue Bruins.